Box Jets, check in. 17. 55. 33. 61. 6. Race control, Bronze Jets, ready for departure.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Hold your lines, gentlemen. Looking good. Bring it forward. Bring it forward. Gentlemen, you have a race. In there, guys. Speed down. 300. We're at 300 knots. Here comes that vampire jet. 3 fuselage back. Everybody, really nice. Stay there, 8. Don't get too far ahead. Great day for air racing. Guys, you're looking good. Speed 308. Madame, Monsieur, you have a race.
It's the National Championship Air Races, presented by Reno Tahoe, USA.
Reno, Nevada, nicknamed the biggest little city in the world. A place with a reputation for fun, excitement, and most of all, big-time action. Right now, we're going to take you not too far from there, out in the desert, to Stead Airport, a place with another reputation, a very similar one, especially the part about big-time action, because this is the home of the National Championship Air Races. Tommy Sanders here with Steve Statrakakis. The Wild Thing, the voice of the sport, and Steve, they're all here, the superstars, both pilots and planes.
Absolutely, starting with John Parker, a seasoned military and air racing veteran, still in search of his first official championship. And the reigning unlimited champion, air race phenom, Stephen Hinton, looking to make it number 7 in a row. And retired airline captain Stuart Dawson, hoping to coax Rare Bear back into the winner's circle for the first time since 2005. But all eyes will be on 2015's new pairing of shuttle commander Robert Hoot Gibson and Tiger DeStefany's crowd favorite, Race 7 Strega.
We're going to start out with an unlimited race. This is pretty much the marquee class here, the National Championships. You see the qualifying racers, the pilots, Stuart Dawson, Hoot Gibson, Steve Hinton, Dennis Sanders, and Kurt Brown. And this is all-out racing on a course that is unique.
That's right, Tommy. First off, our unlimited course is 8 miles out around the Nevada desert here. The difference in our sport is we have to get all the contestants in the air before we can start the race. Our pace plane and safety pilot, Steve Hinton, will take off first. He'll go out. Our race planes will go to what we call a loose echelon formation as they go around Peavine Mountain. At this point, they'll start lining up wing abreast. When Steve has a good lineup all the way out his right wing, he'll pull up away from the field, say, gentlemen, you have a race. Our pilots can then hammer the throttles, but they have to stay in their respective lanes until they get to what we call the guide pylon down on the mountain. Once they get to the guide pylon, they can change and start jockeying positions, but all passes have to be made high and to the outside. You don't dare trade paint like you do in many other motorsports.
All right, well, those are the rules of engagement. Right now, we have a race ready to go.
Race control, we got all the racers on the downline. Racers, race level, and once we're level, down we go. Guide pilot here, 11:45 as usual.
Okay, at this point, all of our fans are looking over their right shoulder, waiting for the most famous words to start the race.
Gentlemen, you're looking good, gentlemen, you got a race.
You heard it, folks. Air racing Reno style. The Unlimiteds are on the course. Okay, now they've got to hold their line. They've got to go to that guide pylon. That's the light up on the mountain. Okay, look to the left. You see Rare Bear in the lead. Second place, Hoot Gibson in race number 7 Strega, and trailing smoke already is race number 5 Voodoo. Okay, they hit the guide pylon. Stu Dawson and Rare Bear. The orange wings are down low. The white wings of Strega up high. Okay, Hoot Gibson's going to try and get high. If he gets altitude, he can trade it for airspeed. Okay, we're back on board with Steve Hinton in race 5 Voodoo. He's going for the inside line. Can he do it? Oh, he's got a lot of ground to make up. Okay, Rare Bear in first, Strega in second, and Voodoo, race number 5 in third. Okay, Hoot Gibson dives down. He trades that altitude for airspeed. Can he make the pass as they enter the Valley of the Speed?
Rare Bear and Strega, 2 airplanes with so much history here at Reno, so much history at the National Championship Air Races, and 2 planes which has now a little bit separated themselves from the pack. Look like it's going to be a duel between these 2. And this unlimited class, Steve, the people just, I mean, they love every class, but this one seems to get them more pumped up than anything.
That's right, Tommy. We have people that come from worldwide for unlimited racing Reno style. And right now you're seeing the best of the best. The flagship of the radial engines, Rare Bear, powered by that big 3,350 cubic inch ride engine, versus the inline engine, that Rolls-Royce Merlin prepared by vintage V12s in Strega. Okay, you saw him get real close there. Hoot had to regroup, go up high. And now he's diving back on the course. Okay, we're back on board with Steve Hinton. He's got a front row seat to this dogfight going on in front of him. Down low, you see Rare Bear, the orange wings, the white wings are Strega. Again, Hoot Gibson's doing everything he can to reel Rare Bear in. You don't want to let that airplane get too far ahead because you won't make up the time.
Out here absolutely loving it, and Rare Bear trying to hang on to that lead here. What a story behind this plane, which actually lives here in Reno.
We get out here about a month before the race, and that's it. It doesn't fly during the year. It's a privilege to fly. It's not a pleasure. It's a lot of work, but it's not a pleasure aircraft. It's made for one thing. Bear has had a lot of modifications, about 3 feet off of each wing, clipped off each wing. The canopy is cut down. The engine in the Bear is a Curtiss-Wright 3350, and it produces a lot more power than the R2800 that was in the Bear to start with, or a stock Bearcat. Everything's working, the aircraft is behaving. With Bear, that's not always the case. So far we're doing good. We still got the pole position, but Sunday's a long way off.
Okay, as Stu dives into the Valley of Speed for the last time on the last lap of this Friday heat race, can Rare Bear do it? An airplane has been plagued with so many mechanical gremlins. She either wins or she breaks. What's she gonna do this race? Okay, here he comes around pylon 9. Let's see if Stuart Dawson can hold her together for about 2 seconds longer.
Strega, Hoot Gibson right on his tail, but it looks like it's gonna be, well, the favorite, the crowd favorite, Rare Bear.
And unofficially, it is Rare Bear, race 7-7 first place. Race 7, Hoot Gibson and Strega second. Steve Hinton coming in race 5, Voodoo third place.
Fourth place, Dreadnought Dennis Sanders of Iona, California. The fifth place in this fifth plane field, Sawbones Kurt Brown of Wisconsin. But your winner in this heat, Stuart Dawson and Rare Bear. Well, coming up, so you want to build your own aircraft and race it. Well, that's exactly what we have coming up next when we take a look at the sport class.
Can he get him on a wall? He's got him!
Oh, you talk about slingshot out of turn 9.
Wow.
The National Championship Air Races presented by Reno Tahoe USA is brought to you by STIHL. To see the full line of STIHL outdoor power equipment, go to stihlusa.com. Travel Nevada. Nevada, a world within, a state apart. NASIC and the University of Nevada, Reno. And by Reno Tahoe USA. All seasons, 1,000 reasons.
Unlimited race number 1 is in the books here in Reno, and there's your winner. Winner of the heat, race 77, Rare Bear, a plane with so much history here in Reno and so many fans at this well-attended event. The National Championship Air Races presented by Reno Tahoe USA. 150,000 people will be on site here during race week. And here we go with another much beloved category, and this is the sport class.
Absolutely, Tommy. This started out as more of an economics class where these are airplanes people could build in their own garage, come out and race just like the big guys do. But like every other pilot in the past, they've always looked for ways to make them a little faster, a little quicker, and outdo their competitors. These airplanes have evolved into airplanes that are now going faster than a stock P-51 Mustang.
Remarkable, remarkable speeds considering the cubic displacement size engines we're talking about here. Great job these pilots and teams do with this. We're going to learn more about this very special class. Andrew Findlay, pilot of Race 30, One Moment of Norfolk, Virginia, gives us a deeper dive in our Travel Nevada first look, the sport class.
Sport class, we're pretty wide open, so we have a rule of 1,000 cubic inches and any fuel or fluid we want to make it go fast. Typical engines right now are 540 or 550 cubic inch motors. For the larger planes, the smaller ones are 360 cubic inch motors, so we're nowhere near the limit of what our class has. So it's really what can we do to take an airplane engine and make it go fast. In the Team STIHL plane, we have a 550 cubic inch motor. It's got twin turbos from Turbonetics, and so we're really boosting that. Normally it's 300 horsepower, and we're boosting that up to over 600 horsepower with the turbo setup. What's really exciting about this year, John Parker in the Thunder Mustang is going faster than he's ever gone. He nearly got that 400-mile-an-hour lap during qualifying, so very exciting for him. Lynn Farnsworth, race 44, they're just off a record-setting week at the Mojave Fly-In that they did this spring, where they also got close to that magic 400-mile-an-hour point. We got a new engine setup, a new propeller from Macaulay, so we're really hoping for a great race come Sunday.
Gentlemen, do you have a race?
Andrew Finley, Team STIHL, and the plane one moment, part of our field here in this first heat in the sport class. This is Heat 2A. Have 8 planes going in this one, and John Parker, Steve, he's the guy to beat for so many reasons.
Yeah, John Parker, again, he's flying this Thunder Mustang. It's got a miniature V12 engine in it, and it's just an amazing machine. But again, it's such a high-performance hybrid, it either wins or breaks. There's no in between.
Well, it has not taken John Parker long to take charge in this race. His lead is pretty substantial right now. Back in the pack for 4th place. This battle going on right now. Gary Mead and Lucky Mojo and Andrew Finley in one moment. These two coming about as close as you could ever see in this kind of racing, Steve.
Oh, absolutely. This is pure adrenaline flowing right now. We're in the cockpit with him. Look how close that other airplane is, right in front of his propeller as they come down the valley of speed. Right on the deck, speeds over 300 miles an hour. Look as they come around. You can throw a blanket over both of them.
Absolutely. As you said before, they can't swap paint for obvious reasons, but that is exciting racing, seeing them that close. And right now, Gary Mead and Lucky Mojo with a tiny edge over one moment.
Tommy, look at the shadows. Look how close they actually are.
David Sterling and Lynn Farnsworth would stay steady and finish in 2nd and 3rd place respectively in this qualifying race. His crowd favorite and still looking for his first ever national championship, John Parker and Blue Thunder 2, seemingly gliding in for a 1st place finish.
And here comes John Parker. He's got one pylon to go. The nose is down. Here comes the finish line. And yes, John Parker gets his first victory in the Thunder Mustang. But let's go back to the race within the race, Tommy.
Yeah, this one for 4th place, and they have been back and forth for the entirety of this very quick race. Gary Mead, Andrew Finley, 4th and 5th between Lucky Mojo and one moment.
Now keep in mind, along with not having to know where your other pilot is, you've got to know where the ground is as well as the pylons. You cut a pylon, all this work has been for nothing. Okay, we're back in the cockpit now. You see him looking for the pylon, looking for the other plane. Here we go. This is some tight racing, folks. Look at him. Okay, the camera's deceiving. Watch the shadows. Look how low he is across the sagebrush. Here we go. Diving in, coming in one more time, trading altitude for airspeed. You can't give up anything as you go around this last pylon. Use the finish line's in sight. Can he hang on? Here we go.
Very, very tight as the 2 planes head in. The crowd on their feet for this one.
And with good reason. Let's check it out. They're diving for the Breitling home pylon right now, and he got him. He made up the time on that last turn.
Oh, just as close as it could possibly be. The crowd themselves are trying to figure this one out, sort out what they just saw. We'll show you what they just saw from a different angle. Look at this.
Absolutely. Let's look at the wing cam from Andrew Finley's airplane as he overtakes Gary Mead on the last dash from the pylon to the finish line. What a great race and even a better finish.
Absolutely action-packed in the sport class today. As we look at the results, John Parker, David Sterling, Lynn Farnsworth, Gary Mead, and Andrew Finley, not 4th, but 5th. 12-second penalty because he cut pylon 5 in lap 2. Pylons are all important in this course. This is a race course basically in the sky. Pylons are your only markers. Pylon judge Fred Peters explains.
Pylon racing is airplane flying around a course. It's very similar to NASCAR, but we have a few more turns. And rather than going around the corner, they have to be outside of a pylon. The pylon is a telephone pole 50 feet in altitude with a hollowed out 55-gallon drum on top of it. And the airplanes have to be outside of it, and our job is to make sure that they go outside of there and so they don't get a pylon cut. And what a cut is we're looking up inside the pylon. If we see any piece of that airplane in the pylon, that is called a cut. If a racer did cut the pylon, we'll say, for example, racer 5 cut outer 7, lap 2. And for every lap, there's a 2-second penalty.
Well, that's what it looked like from above. Team STIHL, the wing, going over pylon number 5, thus the 12-second penalty costing Andrew Findlay a 4th place finish. There's your winner, John Parker in Blue Thunder 2, going to be the favorite going into the next and final Gold Sport class race. Coming up, the fastest of the National Air Race competition, the Jet class.
You knew too well that this day would arrive.
The National Championship Air Races, presented by Reno Tahoe, USA.
There he is, John Parker, fresh from his victory. This well-respected figure in the sport, breaking through here in 2015 to pick up a win in that first heat. But Steve, we are about to go a little bit faster. We're going jet.
Absolutely. We're going to the Top Gun class of Reno National Championship Air Races. These guys are running about the same course as the Unlimiteds. They're running an 8.1025-mile course around the Nevada desert here, and they are all jet-powered. They are limited to no afterburners and straight wings. Let's go to the cockpit with Zach McNeil. Watch the breathing exercises he's doing because of the G-forces they're pulling. These pilots are pulling anywhere from 3 to 6 Gs as they go around these pylons, and the force of gravity is forcing them into the cockpit of these aircraft.
Fantastic athletes for sure there. It takes a special skill set in order to succeed in high-level competition like that. In this race, how about Robin 1, race 54. Pilot is Jeff Turney and qualified with a speed of 436 plus miles per hour.
Always a popular airplane because of the show car quality paint scheme. This one's got the Ferrari red paint scheme on it. This is Check 6 being flown by Mike Steiger.
Mike Steiger's qualifying speed of 459. The 7-plane field. Here we are, race 66 in true blue. The Australian entry, Mark Tracy, in the qualifying speed of 461.027.
Race 66. And then we have race 139, Dark Star, my good friend Miss Vicki Benzing, a very, very highly qualified air show, aerobatic, and race pilot herself, Miss Vicki Benzing.
Race 5, American Spirit, the top qualifier, Rick Van Dam, with a qualifying speed of 463.363. Very impressive. His first year was almost a decade ago here.
He's a past jet champion with a backseater from Checkson 3 in there. Okay, now we've got the one. All week long, I've been saying, this is a cute little airplane. It's novel. It's fun to have it here. Being flown by Pete Zaccanino, race 24, the de Havilland Vampire.
Yeah, Pete is serious here in race 8. Fast Company, Sean Cushing with the pole position, qualifying speed of 502.185, his second year here.
Another one of the favorite L-39 Albatross jets from Czech Republic.
We've gotten the start, and we are racing, and at those speeds, 500 and above, the 6 laps, the 48 miles, will go by very, very quickly in a tightly bunched field here at the start.
Now you'll notice the favorite airplane out here is the L-39 Albatross jet. It is a past champion out here several times over. It also is our fast qualifier, Rick Vanham in American Spirit, followed by Sean Cushing in Fast Company, both L-39s. The surprise to everybody out here, including myself, is Pete Zaccanino and that little de Havilland Vampire jet. It looks like a jelly bean with wings, but the thing has been absolutely hauling out here this week.
What a surprise to see that silhouette here, and I'm assuming it has a military origin like the rest of the jets in this race, right, Steve?
Oh, absolutely. De Havilland is famous for their military aircraft. Now, this one's got the unique look. Look at the twin tail booms. You would think if that's how airplanes are supposed to look, the entire field would look like it, and they don't. It's the only one out there that looks like that.
And it's doing very, very well. In fact, that one, Vampire and Fast Company, Sean Cushing at the controls, separating themselves from the field. The race is on between these two for the win.
Pete was actually the third fastest qualifier at over 487 miles an hour in that little de Havilland jet. Again, I've got to admit, I was the first one shocked by the numbers he was turning out. But like you say, look at him going for the victory right now. It's between Sean Cushing and Pete Zaccanino. They've left Rick Vanham in their jet wake.
Rick Van Dam, Vicki Benzing, Mark Tracy, Mike Steiger, Jeff Turney, all in pursuit of the leaders. But this race is in the hands of Fast Company and Vampire heading into the final lap.
Okay, we're at lap 5, and Pete Zaccanino has not let up on Sean Cushing. He's got that little de Havilland Vampire jet, putting it on to L-39. Who'd have thought this, folks? Okay, lap 5, here we go now. They're heading for the Breitling home finish pylon, looking for the white flag in the bell lap. Again, it's Pete Zaccanino in that beautiful little de Havilland Vampire jet, and Sean Cushing trying to hold his line on the inside in the L39 Fast Company. Okay, whoa.
Well, there we go.
Looks like he's done it. Looks like Pete Zaccanino may have made the move on the backside of the course. We'll see if he can hold it as they enter the Valley of Speed for the last time. We got Pete Zaccanino on the left. We've got Sean Cushing on the right. Okay, as they round pylon 7, 8, 9. The drag race to the home pylon. He's going to do it. Pete Zaccanino is going to hold off and take the victory in Heat 2A in the de Havilland Vampire jet.
Yeah, the little de Havilland surprising a lot of people. Not surprising. Pete Zaccanino for sure. He took that outside track but knew he had enough power to get the job done at the end. He'll close out Sean Cushing and Fast Company. They'll take the runner-up spot. Well, coming up, World War II fighter planes reaching close to 500 miles an hour. It's round 2 of the Unlimiteds.
Valley of Speed, folks. Here we come. Your Unlimited Gold Racers, Rare Bear, Strega, and Voodoo.
Stand in the doorway, and every nerve implores me to stay. But come on, do it, boy. Let's get out in the wild.
The National Championship Air Races presented by Reno Tahoe USA is brought to you by STIHL, the #1 selling brand of gasoline-powered handheld outdoor power equipment in America. Lewis Air Legends, where legends live. Travel Nevada. Nevada, a world within, a state apart. And by Reno Tahoe USA, all seasons, 1,000 reasons.
National Championship Air Races presented by Reno Tahoe USA in the first Unlimited race. Rare Bear with Stuart Dawson, followed up by Hoot Gibson in Strega, ready for the next Unlimited clash. And the crowd ready to go with this second go-round for the Unlimited class.
Gentlemen, you looking good, gentlemen. You got a race.
You heard it from Steve Hinton. Gentlemen, you have a race as he breaks formation in the CT-133 pace plane. Okay, now we've got Rare Bear on the inside. We've got Strega second place, and already trailing engine blow-by is Steve Hinton in race number 5, Voodoo. As they hit the guide pylon, it's race on. The beautiful orange wings of Rare Bear in the front, Stuart Dawson. Okay, Hoot Gibson moves high. Steve Hinton says, not a problem, watch me take the low line. Steve Hinton is one of the most calculated race pilots you're ever gonna meet. He's like he's got a computer chip on board with him. He hits the pylons the same place at the same time every lap without fail. He's so consistent. If he gets out front, it's almost impossible to catch him. But we've got two guys saying, I beg to differ. Okay, here we go. As they hit the Valley of Speed, the beautiful purple Mustang, race 5, Voodoo out front. The white wings of Strega, race 7 going high, and the beautiful purple silhouette of Rare Bear, race 77 in second place. Racing Unlimited Reno style at its best. Okay, Hoot Gibson goes high, the white wings of Strega. Out front though, Stephen Hinton, how's a guy to make a living when he's in a race with you? Race number 5, Voodoo runs away from it.
Voodoo looking very impressive here. Look at that lap time, 491 plus. Certainly improvement over that third place finish in the first clash among these Unlimiteds here.
Yeah, race 5 Voodoo's got some different paints, she got some different speed mods, but she has the same determined pilot. Our 6-time reigning World Air Race champion, Stephen Hinton, whipping that pony. But look on the outside. We've got race 7. Our shuttle commander, Hoot Gibson, says, I haven't had a plane this fast in the past. I want to see what I can do with it. Folks, look at the race come around pylon 9 right now.
Power-wise, these planes so closely matched. That's another thing that makes this such an attractive class for all the fans and everyone who loves good, tight racing.
And Stuart Dawson sitting in third place, and Rare Bear saying, are you kidding me? Not again.
Strega and Voodoo, the two Mustangs here, and of course it was not a Mustang race at the end of it last time, but that's a different story this time around, Steve.
That's right, Stu Dawson's hoping that he can make it up with 3,350 cubic inches of right radial engine against these 1,649 cubic inch Rolls-Royce inline V12 Merlins. Okay, it looks like Hoot Gibson's made his statement. He's saying, okay, Steve, you're the 6-time reigning champion, but we got a new sheriff in town. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like race 7 Strega is out in front. Let's look as they hit the Valley of Speed. The white wings are Strega, race 7. The purple ones are race number 5. Your reigning 2-time world champion air race number 5, Voodoo, being flown by 6-time national champion Stephen Hitt. Okay, clearly out in front, it's Hoot Gibson, everybody's favorite pilot, has taken a commanding lead in Bill DeStephanie's race number 7, Strega, out of Bakersfield, California.
Argonaut, Sawbones, Dreadnought, all back in the pack. Rare Bear and Voodoo now falling back as well. But Strega and Hoot Gibson making a big statement in this race as we move closer to the Gold Championship.
Making a statement he's waited years to do. Shuttle Commander Robert Hoot Gibson flying to Stephanie's race 7 Strega in the Valley of Speed one last time as he rounds pylon number 9. Ladies and gentlemen, your unofficial winner, first win for astronaut Hoot Gibson in race 7 Strega.
Hey, there's a statement for you in this second race among the unlimited class there. Hoot Gibson coming in at a speed of 484.793, considerably faster than the winning time in race number 1. The next battle will be the one for the championship. Well, coming up, we're taking you to the drone zone here at the National Championship Air Races presented by Reno Tahoe, USA.
The National Championship Air Races, presented by Reno Tahoe, USA.
Well, coming up at Sport Class Gold Championship time. Plenty to see here at the National Championship Air Races in Reno, Nevada. Racing, aerobatics, and up-close interaction with the pilots themselves. But a big hit to fans young and old is the Drone Zone. Brought here by NASIC and the University of Nevada, Reno. Here to tell us more is Warren Bum Rapp.
The drone zone is something that we were one of the first in the country actually to start last year at the Reno Championship Air Races. And it's our area that we've designated where people can learn more about UAVs and drones. We have Embry Riddle, who has brought in their netting system, and they're putting on an Embry Riddle challenge that they do every year now. We have the drone zone inside tenant area, and that's where we have a lot of our researchers, our vendors, and others that come in and they actually get to showcase their platform. We have found that this, not just the UAV, but the robotics, all of these types of technologies that involve computers, computer programming, and design really fascinates and intrigues the younger generations. And this is where you get them. This is where you get the kids, instead of saying, I want you to go to college, they come out of here saying, I want to go to college and I want to work on that. I want to work on robots. I want to work on UAVs. I want to fly UAVs. So it grows Nevada, it grows the university, and it's a win-win for all the entities in the industry that partners up with us.
The Drone Zone, definitely a must-see when you come here for the air races. Well, time now for the final Sport Gold race. John Parker at Blue Thunder 2 in the pole position, looking to win his first national championship here in Reno.
John has dominated the Sport Gold class all week long, but the one thing we've always worried about, that Falconer V12 makes so much power, but sometimes it's at the expense of reliability.
John Parker, a Reno native, a homegrown competitor here who is really enjoying a lot of support from these huge crowds that have come out for this final day of racing in Reno.
And I liken John Parker's airplane a lot to Rare Bear. It seems like when he's on the course, he's either destined to win or mayday. Very seldom is there anything in between.
Well, here he comes firmly in charge. Listen to him as he goes by. John Parker in first place. Behind him, far behind him, Lynn Farnsworth, and giving pursuit to him, Andrew Findlay, in one moment, the Lance Air Legacy.
And John is flying such a great line in the Thunder Mustang 2 out there. He's going to be tough, if not impossible, to catch. It's going to take a mechanical gremlin to give anybody a chance to catch up with John. He's flying the course as the true veteran he is. He's hitting all of his marks, and it looks like now he's starting to lap the competition on the backside of the course.
Number 5. He'll take the white flag at the end of this one, and no doubt lap some other planes before it's all said and done today, but he's definitely got the championship in his sights.
Well, he sure does as John shoves the nose down and hits the valley of speed one more time. Off to the left, folks. Here comes John Parker rounding pylon 7, 8, and 9. Get ready as that Thunder Mustang comes through to take the white flag as he laps another plane in the process. The white flag is out for John Parker. This will be the longest 8 miles of his life as he hopes that Falconer V12 holds together. It has run flawlessly this race, and look at the speed he continues to hold, in excess of 350 miles an hour. Unheard of for an airplane you can build in your home.
Now, at this point in the proceeding, Steve, is there any back off? I mean, he wants to hold it together, like you say. I mean, is he going to go for 400, or is he going to maybe just take it a little easy, bring this thing in nice and complete the way it should be?
You know, Tommy, that question is what divides a racer from a champion. John knows he's got to keep the speed up. He can't melt down that Falconer V12, but he can't get too cautious either. If he gets conservative now and cuts a pylon, he's going to need that extra time. So I don't think he can afford backing down, but you know, his crew chief is really watching that engine to see if there's any smoke comes out of there, any extra fluids. Again, this will be the longest half lap of both of their lives.
Maybe holding his breath right now, but John Parker, how he has run roughshod over the rest of this field over the preceding 2 races and here in the championship today, and he's all but done his job for this week.
And look at the blur as he rounds pylon 7, 8, 9. John Parker in Blue Thunder 2 is going to the podium. They've done it. Not only has John kept it together, so has that Falconer V12. Ladies and gentlemen, John Parker has won the 2015 Sport Gold Race.
National championship achieved. Second place, here he comes now. Been a tough race for Lynn Farnsworth. Just couldn't run down John Parker, but a good second place finish for the Miss Karen 2. Right behind him, the steel plane, Andrew Finley, 1 moment, 3rd place today. Well, coming up, this incredible pilot races in not 1, but 2 race classes. Stay with us.
Things happen so fast that you miss the ride.
Watching the National Championship Air Races coming to you from Reno, Nevada. Time now for our Reno Tahoe USA pilot profile with Sport Class and Jet Class pilot Vicki Benzing.
It's very different racing at 470 miles an hour than it is racing at 290 miles an hour. In sport, this is pretty much a stock legacy. We've done very little to change it. It has a stock motor. There are about 5 of us that are within 10 miles an hour, certainly, very closely spaced. Some days people are faster, some days people are slower. We can fly right on each other and work to pass each other. It makes it really fun. In the jets, though it's really fun to go fast, the spacing between the jets is greater. In sport, because they're piston engines, because there's 3 knobs, there's the throttle, the prop, and the mixture, you're constantly monitoring the EGTs, the fuel flows, the cylinder temperatures, while you're still trying to fly off of someone. But once you put the throttle forward in the jet, it's forward, and you're going around the course as fast as you can go. You don't look at the engine parameters, you don't look at anything, you're just flying the airplane off the pylons and off the other aircraft in the race.
Vicki Benzing, a remarkable pilot, definitely with a mind for racing. Well, get ready now. It's time for the Jet Class Gold.
Great day for air racing. Race control, say the wind on the course.
Wind 130 at 4.
Southeast winds, boy, keep tight on the pylons, no cuts. Everybody move it up now. We got about 22 seconds to release. 8's good, 5's good, 6's great, 24's looking for a slingshot. I'm watching him. In there, guys. Speed now, 300. We're at 300 knots. Here comes that Vampire jet. 3 fuselages back. Everybody, really nice. Stay there, 8. Don't get too far ahead. Careful there, 66. I see what you're doing. Guys, you're looking good. Speed, 308. Hit 5. Nice job, 54. Great. Looking really good, guys. Come on, Vampire jet. Madame et messieurs, you have a race.
You hear it, Mike Mangold cuts them loose. Your Sunday afternoon Jet Gold race is on the course.
Zaccanino and Cushing, that's been the story so far in Jet, and this huge crowd in Reno really holding their breath for this one. They know they are in for one final big-time battle between these two planes. Is that the way it's going to end up, and which one of the two is going to take it today, the national championship?
And Sean just put the move on the outside of Pete as he takes the lead over the Vampire Jet. But Pete says, oh, no, I'm having too good a week. You got to catch me in a valley of speed, as he shoves the nose down on that little Vampire Jet. They are not supposed to outrun L39s. Folks, look at this race on the backside of the course as they come around valley of speed, hitting pylons 7, 8, 9. It's Pete Zaccanino in the Vampire Jet. Are you kidding me?
Folks, this is air racing with jets. We are going to hit 500 miles an hour multiple times during the course of this race, and it's set up for a huge dogfight for the remaining 5 laps we've got.
Now, the American Spirit is Ed Knowles' airplane. That's a 4-time Jet Championship airplane and this week's fast qualifier. But he's sitting 3rd place. He can't even catch that little Vampire Jet, let alone Sean Cushing right now. What's going on with today's race?
Well, here's a race within a race, and a tight one as well. 5th and 6th place, Vicky Benzing and Mike Steigert. Dark Star and Check 6, that's race 139 and race 25.
Now, Dark Star is a L139, and it's a little bit a heavier airplane than L39s. Vicky shouldn't be this successful against an L39, but watch her do it. As we go back to the backside of the course with Pete Zaccanino. Whoa, look who just reeled him in. Sean Cushing is making a move, trying to catch Pete Zaccanino in that little Vampire Jet, and it looks like he's doing it. Look how close they are in the back. Now, when they enter the valley of speed, they're going to shove the noses down. It looks like Sean's got a run on him. Look at the closure speed as he passes on the outside. Pete's got to be saying, where'd he come from?
Back and forth between Cushing and Zaccanino, much to the delight of this crowd here at Reno. It's been thus all the way through this race. There's a look back down the field, and the rookie, Bob Mills, taking the lead over the veteran Jeff Turney in race 54.
Speaking of taking the lead, let's go back to pylon 9 as Sean Cushing reclaims his lead over Pete Zaccanino in the Vampire Jet, making a true statement as he extends the lead as they start back on the course around pylons 1, 2, and 3.
Meanwhile, in 7th and 8th place, Jeff Turney, the veteran, say, you're not going to do this to me, you rookie. He's going to pass. Bob Mills in reality check right there. What a tight race that is at the bottom of this field.
Absolutely. Now, Jeff's our Nevada Air Guard pilot. He is a veteran jet pilot, and now he knows he's got to go around to the outside, but that's forcing him to fly a longer course, which is going to give Bob Mills an advantage as they both hit the valley of speed side by side.
Both of these teams battling to get out of the cellar there as they complete their 4th lap. They'll just have 2 left when this one is done there, and that is some tight racing there. These are jets on this racetrack moving at 500 miles an hour.
Look at these beautiful L39s wingtip to wingtip as they pass the start-finish pylon. Okay, now let's go back to the leaders out here. Again, this is Sean Cushing holding his lead over Pete Zaccanino in that Vampire Jet. That's been a total surprise to all of us, especially me this week.
Completing 5 laps, taking the white flag is Sean Cushing. That's not much consolation, though, because this thing has been back and forth all day long. He knows this race is far from over.
Now, this is more what we would predict it all week long, and that's the L39 should have been able to take the lead as he has and maintain it over the Vampire Jet. The Vampire Jet's historic, it's cute, it's a lot of fun to watch, but it's not supposed to go that fast. So a real testament to Pete Zaccanino and the crew of this Vampire to run the way they've ran all week long and even be holding a respectable 2nd place. But wait a minute, Pete says 2nd place isn't good enough. This is the last lap, folks. Watch as they shove the noses down the valley of speed, grounding pylon 7, 8, 9. This is the last turn before the finish, and they've got lap traffic in front of them. Can Pete do it on the outside? He's doing it. He's done it. Pete Zaccanino has gone from 2nd to 1st on the last turn of the last lap.
Well, it certainly has been Pete Zaccanino all week long. The Vampire taking 1st place in all 3 races. Sean Cushing in 2nd place. Rick Van Dam, American Spirit. Martin Tracy, True Blue. Vicky Benzing in there. And look at this down at the bottom. Bob Mills, the rookie in the reality check, draws into this race and takes out the veteran Jeff Turney for 7th place.
I had some bad comms going on, and I thought, I had to slow down. So I'm slowing down. He comes passing by me. I'm like, oh, this ain't happening. No way. And I flew in real tight, got real aggressive, cut up my fingers on the stick because I was getting thrashed around so badly. And I just said, I got to keep my line tight. I got 2 laps to pass him again. So it worked. We got lucky. Yeah, thanks, mate. It was awesome.
Inside that victory with Pete Zaccanino. Coming up, Rare Bear, Voodoo, and Strega fight it out for the Unlimited Gold Race Championship.
The National Championship Air Races, presented by Reno Tahoe, USA, is brought to you by STIHL. To find a STIHL dealer near you, go to stihldealers.com. NASIC and the University of Nevada, Reno. Lewis Air Legends, where legends live. And by Reno Tahoe, USA, all seasons, 1,000 reasons.
If you were watching earlier in the program, you might have thought this move by Team STIHL in the sport class would have captured the STIHL power move of the day, but no. It was the fastest of the racers in the jet class, and Pete Zaccanino, race 24, the Vampire, grabs the STIHL power move.
He's doing it. He's done it. Pete Zaccanino has gone from second to first on the last turn of the last lap.
The moment is here. It's time for the marquee race of the week, Unlimited Gold. Corey Wells, Iona, California. Kurt Brown, Hudson, Wisconsin, and Sawbones. Dennis Sanders, Iona, California, and Dreadnought. Mark Watt, Georgetown, Ontario, Team Argonaut. Robert Hoot Gibson, Team Strega. Stuart Dawson, Salina, Texas, Team Rare Bear. Stephen Hinton, Chino, California, Team Voodoo. 7 teams in pursuit of this, the trophy for Unlimited Gold.
Gentlemen, you're looking good, gentlemen. We got a race.
Tommy, this is it, the Unlimited Gold Race for 2015. This is what people come worldwide to see. On the pole, Hoot Gibson in race 7, Strega. He's been the fast airplane all week long. Our reigning world champion, Stephen Hinton in Voodoo, last year's race winner, is on second place. Look how close they are as they round the guide pylon. Steve Hinton says you may have been faster this week, but not necessarily today. Look at him try and put the move on Hoot Gibson.
Hoot Gibson coming off the win in race number 2 in this class. There we just saw this great race between the jets. These unlimited planes are going to approach those speeds we saw with the jets.
Absolutely. Now, Steve Hinton is a very methodical pilot. That's what's made him a 6-time World Air Race champion and our reigning world champion now. Let's see if Hoot Gibson can hold off our reigning champion. Hoot Gibson, this is the fastest plane he's ever had, but he hasn't been in first place before this year.
Hoot Gibson has got that thing so dialed in. He did not finish in first place in the first of these 3 races, but now he's got things really singing.
This is my first time to race a P-51 Mustang, which is the type of airplane that I guess I'll say Strega used to be, but it has been so greatly enhanced for air racing. All the modifications that Bill DeStefani has made to it over the years, that it has become the airplane to beat at the Reno Air Races. This is going to be a heck of a race this year because the 3 aircraft that are the 3 fastest, Rare Bear qualified first, I qualified second, maybe a second slower, and then Voodoo, which was maybe a second and a half slower than me. That is going to be the race. The 3 of us are going to go head-to-head Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It ought to be a heck of a race.
Boy, can Strega be caught today? She is sounding great. Look at the beautiful lines of our past champion, race 7. As Stuart Dawson rolls the Rare Bear into second place to the delight of all the round engine fans out there. And Steve Hinton goes high. I wonder, it looks like Steve Hinton may have exited the course.
Race 5's a mayday.
He has. Steve Hinton in race 5 Voodoo has exited the course. We have a mayday for race 5 Voodoo. Okay, as we watch Rare Bear, race 77, going on the course, staying on the backside as he tries to reel in Hoot Gibson, who may just be too far out in front. I guarantee he's talking to the pit box right now. LD Hughes is saying, okay, everything's good, the numbers look good. Hold your line, watch the pylons. This race is yours to be lost.
So many hours in the seat for Hoot Gibson. It's all paying off right now. He's found that front runner spot and he wears it well.
as our race leader, Hoot Gibson, in race 7 Strega, takes the white flag. He's now in for the longest 8 miles of his life. Right behind him, race 77, Stuart Dawson is sitting in second place. He knows the only way he's going to catch Hoot Gibson is if Hoot melts down. Now, Stuart's already melted one Mustang down. Can he melt down Strega? I don't think so, because I think Hoot Gibson has too far of a lead. He's almost half a lap ahead on the backside of the course, shoving the nose down to enter the Valley of Speed for the last time on his way to becoming the new World Air Race Champion. Hoot Gibson's got about 4.5 miles to go. He's going to drop the nose into Valley of Speed. Right behind him, half a lap behind him, race 77, Stuart Dawson in the Rare Bear. In the Valley of Speed, getting ready to roll into turn 7. Pylons 8, pylons 9, the only thing between him and victory and becoming your 2015 Unlimited Air Racing Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Hoot Gibson and race 7 Strega, your new Unlimited World Air Race Champion.
Well, Rare Bear Stuart Dawson spent so much of this race locked up in that battle with Voodoo. Voodoo out of the race now and very efficiently bringing in the second place trophy is Rare Bear.
On the ground, landing true and straight, Stephen Hinton in the crippled race number 5 Voodoo.
Gibson, Hoot Gibson and Strega in the top spot right there. Stuart Dawson, Dennis Sanders, the Sawbones and Dreadnought, 3rd and 4th place. Corey Wells in the Sea Fury, Mark Watt, Argonaut, and Stephen Hinton did not get to finish that race. But Hoot Gibson, what an amazing job. It's the top title out here, the undisputed winner, the champion.
Man, this is the thrill of a lifetime. Can't believe it really worked out. Team Strega, Bill DeStefani, LD Hughes, and the team put together a racer for me that all I had to do was just hang on. So what a red rocket it really is.
Great win for Hoot Gibson and the Strega team. Let's take a look now at our Reno Tahoe USA top guns in all the race classes. Well, congratulations to a record-setting week and a gold championship in biplane, Tom Aberle and Phantom. T6 gold champion, that's Dennis Buin, Midnight Madness 3. Steve Senegal flying Endeavor, taking the gold in Formula 1 class. John Parker, Blue Thunder 2 Sport Class gold. Pete Zaccanino in the Vampire Jet class. And unlimited gold, Hoot Gibson in the Strega.